Welcome back to Craig's Cabin. Today we're going to use our rope and our little book, The Complete Guide to Knots. I'm going to learn a couple of new knots. Let's jump into the video. Right, so the first knot we're going to do today is the loop knot. And this is the knot that you want to use when you want to eliminate a nice worn bit out of your rope. See there, start to wear. So we're going to follow the instructions. Alright, so this is a simple knot, and it's important when you want to eliminate the worn section of rope, as the worn part is taken up in the dead point of the knot. So we want to make a bite in the rope where the worn area is, so just there. We're going to make up a bite there. Okay? And then we want to make an overhand knot and pull the ends to tighten. So we've got to make an overhand knot. So overhand. I can't even do it. It's one of them days. Right, so there's our bite with the worn bit in. Make an overhand knot. So overhand, and then put it tight. And then the worn bit is now here. And just get the page back to where we was. As you can see, it's quite a simple knot. And it eliminates that dead bit. Okay, so we're going to untie that, do it once more, and then we'll move on to the next one. If I can untie it, I think I pulled it too tight. There we go. So let's do it a bit further down, because I'm sure this has got more worn bits in. I've used it for so much. There we go, got another worn bit there, a bit longer. So we get our worn bit in the bite there. Right, and then we just go overhand knot, back through, pull tight. And there we have our knot, which is called the loop knot. Nice easy one to do. Not overly complicated. Pain in the backside to untie when you just cut your nails. So we're going to have a look quick through here. Let's try a difficult one, shall we? There's a blue one here. It's called a hangman's knot, and it's known as the hangman's knot or hanged man's knot because it's used as a noose for when people used to be hung. It slides easily without coming undone and withstands jerks and pulls, and can be made with any number of turns, providing an odd number of turns is used. A minimum of 7 and a maximum of 13 are good starts. So let's read this. I've just got a, there we go. So we get our long line. So close a bite in the rope, leaving a long end. So we need the long end. There we go. So we've got a bite there with the long end. That's fine. So number 2, then take a number of turns around the loops. This with the little bit or the other bit. So I'm guessing with the bit. So we come back. Over. Yeah, come back over, leaving a little loop here. We're going to do turns of 1, 2, didn't leave enough. There we go. Close that loop up really small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got our 7 turns in here. Still got a loop at the end. Okay. So from there we need to tighten the turns. Finish it up at the eye. Around and round. I went the wrong way. How wouldn't you know? But undo that. This is all about learning for me as well. So start again. We have a long end, so give it about that long and make a bind. Now with the long end, we've got to come back. And make a loop. Then we've got to wrap it around 7 times, but we've got to work our way back towards the little loop this end. So that's 1, that's 2, and we've got to tighten them up each time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It says a minimum of 7, but a maximum of 13. But it has to be an odd number. 8, 9. So we do 9 instead of 7. There we go. We've got our little noose thing there. And then we've got to make our way through the second loop. So we go up or through the top, through the top. There we go, through the top. Right. The knot is tightened by pulling the eye of the knot. So this one here, right? So the knot is tightened by pulling the eye of the knot and then sliding the turns to the left to nip it in securely. That one there. Now we've got to check that the noose can run freely. So there we go. Runs freely there, but also I'll wrap it around my arm. And as you can see, it's not going to come undone. Even if I jerk it, it's not going to come undone. So that is the hangman's knot. So I'm going to try and do that again without the book's help. Now just got to undo it. Run these down, and then go back through there. There we go, and that should just come undone then. Right, so there we go, we've got our length of rope. We'll leave a long end, make a bind, bring the long end back up over, make another second loop here. Then we've got to make 7 turns, a minimum of 7 turns, okay? But we've got to tighten them up each time. 2, 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, but you make sure you do an odd number. 8, 9, 10, let's do 11 this time. 11. Right, and then as we come back over for the last one, we put it through this little knot here. Put it through. That's it. Make it nice and tight. So you've got to pull this one down into that knot. Make sure we wiggle them round to the left so we get nice pull on it. There we go. We've got our little knot. Just got to check that it smoothly moves. There we go. Moves smoothly through as well. There we go. Let's see if we can hook it on the door. No. After practicing my lasso skills. Go on the door handle. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, we're going to tighten that up like that, and then it's not going to move even if I jerk it. So it's stopped there. And let's pause the video a second. This one is good for snares, apparently. It's good for snares, to snare birds and small game. It's also used to put tackle cables under stress, and can be made with small diameter rope such as string and horsehair. So I'm going to do another version of the noose. It's not quite as complex as this one, but we're going to just undo this quickly. I'll try to do it quickly, and we're going to do a simple noose. Again, this could be used for snares for trapping small birds and game. And you want to use snare wire or piano wire. It's another good one I found. I have a gold plated wire that I like to use just as a demonstration, because it is actually technically illegal to trap and snare here in England, but it's a nice skill to know. So our first one, this simple noose, we've got to take it long like this, come over towards a bite, go over and under again, like so. Make a loop at the end of the rope. We did that. Take a turn with the end around the standing part of the loop and make an overhand knot. So there we go, overhand knot on the end. Well, that's it. That is basically the knot. Right, so that is the basic noose. And you see, tighten it, and that's just a basic one. It's not as complex as the last one. So we're going to untie that and do that again quickly, without the use of the book. So you get your better snare wire. That's how you make a loop. You go over, under, then you just make a nice overhand knot through that loop you've just made. So pull it tight and set it up, and then Bugs Bunny jumps through it, gets caught, boom, and there you go, rabbit pie. Alright, so Oliver's just watched me, my middle son Oliver, just watched me copying it out of the book, and he said he knows a quicker way, so he's going to quickly show you his way of doing it. So Oliver, there's the rope, and then you show it and I'll explain it. Yeah. So you hold it up, you grab your hand round it and twist. Oh, hold on Oliver, need to lift it up a bit. There you go, twist, put your hand through, pull that one over like that, and there you go. It's a basic noose. You use that for trapping small game and small birds. Well done Oliver. So that's 3 different knots we showed you today. We showed you the basic noose, and Oliver showed you a quicker way of doing it. We also showed you the hangman's noose, and then we also showed you, what was the other one I remember doing? The loop knot. So there's 3 different knots: the loop knot, the hangman's knot, and a basic noose. Hopefully you'll be able to use them in what you do with homesteading, bushcraft. So stay safe and I'll see you later.